This was recorded at the Media Joint.
That is so rogue.
Boy, that's a bit rogue.
Is it even that rogue?
Welcome back to A Bit Rogue. Today in the studio I have Claudia, or better known as the creator of Miss Double Bay and Hinge Boys. Welcome.
Hi.
I want to start off with, so if people don't know, like Miss Double Bay, it's a meme page, but I feel like everyone knows because you have so many celebrities following. Like everyone follows the page.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. But the most recent saga in the media was the Cool Cabanas. Now, I live on the beach. I go to the beach like almost every day. It fucking burns me on the insides when people come to the beach and I put a Cool Cabana up and there's like two of them, or they've only got two kids. Like, use a fucking umbrella.
Yes.
Anyway, I know you spoke about this. You spoke about this on Over the Back Fence pod already.
Yes.
But I need you to explain.
Oh, you've
what
done your
happened.
research.
Well, I follow Over the Back Fence.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
I
met
am
them at an
obsessed with
event.
those ladies.
Yeah, I met them at an event. They're so cool.
They are fabulous.
But explain what happened. So you made a post.
Yeah, okay. So I'll preface by saying I didn't start the hate for Cool Cabanas. Actually, I'll just say Cabanas because...
Oh, we're not allowed to say brand names?
No, I just don't want to give them any more free advertising.
They didn't send a cease and desist?
No.
Okay.
And they didn't want to work with me either.
Oh,
which
that's
I'm not
nice of them.
surprised.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, it's been happening for ages. It started in Noosa. The brand started there.
Yeah.
And so that beach got taken over. And then, you know, beach by beach, it's just taking over Australia.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of running because obviously summer, the topic comes back around. And this year it's infiltrated Bondi
Hectically.
Beach, New South Wales. Anyway, so a lot of people will just, some people really love them, other people hate them. I personally...
Do you even care?
Like, I care, but to an extent. It's just more like etiquette, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't be a cunt about it.
No, that's what my problem is. There's a thing at Manly called The Bold and the Beautiful, and it's where like the world's hottest men go for a swim from like Shelley Beach to Manly, and I had full view. It was also my birthday, so I was like, the universe fucking loves me. And these people that like, I'm going to be a bitch, they definitely weren't locals. They set up their Cool Cabana right in front of me and blocked my view of the men swimming.
Yeah, I think the common courtesy is if you're going to pitch it at the back of the beach so you're not, you know,
Totally get that.
taking up people's view of Mother Nature, and don't hog it. This was the other thing. People had been coming early in the morning. This was the other, so the first thing was just cabanas in general.
So this is like a legitimate
right?
problem.
And then from an extended part of that, there was then this whole saga that people are reserving spots at the beach. So the whole
That's
debate
weird.
was around like, is it Australian to reserve a spot at the beach? Like the beach is, we're not like Europe where you pay for a day bed. Like the beach is free for everyone.
No, literally. Do they know that they're just like laying on eroded rocks? Like, get over it.
Well, this is the thing. They would come pitch up and then they would leave. I don't know, go get lunch or whatever it is, and just leave the empty
But why
cabana
are people
there.
not pinching the cabanas? Like, I would pinch
Well, I
one.
think some people have taken justice into their own hands.
I would sell it on Marketplace.
But I was just like, look, I thought it'd just be funny to, like any good troll post, come up with a really simple solution, which was actually they would have to start paying to come to the beach.
Love that.
And then, you know, you would get a 1-by-1 spot at the back of the beach. And then that's where, you know, I called it Cabana Corner. Anyway, I thought it was hilarious. And a lot of people didn't think I was taking the piss. They thought I was
No.
being serious. Cabana owners, passionate
Yeah,
community
fully.
they are.
I think there's a bit of deflection going on though. But I will say, like my local, we have this spot called MILF's Corner, and it's where all the mums take the kids. And it's like, it's not a huge space of sand, and it is kind of like adjacent to a caravan park. And a lot of the time the caravan park people stay in front of the caravan park. But sometimes they drift over and bring their cool cabanas over. Sorry, their cabanas over. And it takes up half the bloody sand. So we're all kind of like walking through the cabana because I'm like, I'm not going to walk around it.
Yeah.
If I've got 5 meters to walk to the beach and like to the car park, I'm just going to walk through it.
Yeah, it's definitely as well, it's young versus old, whereas like, you know, in 10 years time when I have a family, I probably will be one
Babe,
of those.
I'm a literal mum.
Oh,
I'm a
I
literal
did not
parent.
know that.
Yeah, no, I'm an advocate for the beach umbrellas. Don't be a weirdo.
yeah, okay. Well, then good to know.
She's also the one that named it MILF Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
You stand there, you're like, you know what, I'm going to call this area.
I don't remember if I named it or not. But anyway. Well,
I now put the peg in the sand.
Yeah.
Declare this MILF corner.
with my Rip Curl umbrella.
Yeah.
Because I can fit it on my back and carry my kid at the same time. Cabanas, you've got to bring a man.
Do you?
Yeah, I've seen them how they do it. It's harder than camping.
It just seems like a lot of work, and I'm just like, you're taking up way too much space, like especially if you're a small family.
It's also a commitment, minimum 2 to 3 hours you have to stay. If you have a beach umbrella, it takes like 30 seconds to put up. It's okay if you only stay half an hour.
This is the thing then, I guess everyone must do beach culture differently to me. When I go to the beach, I'm not there all day.
No,
I'm
same.
there for a couple hours, get my swims in.
I don't even go a couple hours.
Yeah, like pop in, pop out. But then some people are spending all day at the beach.
They're bringing barbecues. I saw a
Yeah.
baby Weber.
like a little...
For real. At Milf's Corner.
Are you about to show me a photo?
No.
Of you at Mills Corner? Yeah.
No.
This segment brought to you by...
Yeah.
North Narrabeen Lake.
Yeah.
So the account's been around since 2016, according to Instagram.
Yeah.
Do you run the account by yourself?
I do.
You're very active on there.
I am.
Do you do all the content creation?
I do. So I started it when I was at uni.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got a lot more spare time when you're at uni, and then I was kind of just doing it on the side when I had my first job, which was in social media. I was working at a boutique creative agency, and they followed me, and they obviously kind of loved what I did, and so they were a little bit lenient with like, if something happened in pop culture or whatever, they'd be like, you can just quickly make your meme. Like, I could make them pretty quickly.
Okay.
So, like, I was able to kind of still do it while
you're working.
doing my career and stuff.
Yeah.
And then kind of over time, the two kind of have meshed together now, where it's not only led me to opportunities, say, at Batuta, but then it's also gotten, like, my second job that I had at a creative agency, I used a bunch of like paid stuff that I had done on Miss Double Bay, almost in my portfolio.
So yeah, it's kind of like a portfolio.
Yeah,
for
almost
you.
like a portfolio. So everyone who have worked for have been pretty lenient in terms of, you know, if I have like an event or something, or they're pretty good with. And even like when I was working at the creative agency, like a lot of their clients that they had coming through, like they had Amazon Prime, and so when they were looking to work with influencers, I would always put myself forward. I was like, oh, I could do, you know, meme series, blah blah blah. So I kind of like, and it took a while because I guess it's not really a traditional way of, I guess, advertising.
Unorthodox, yeah.
But I've slowly over time just been able to kind of weave in, I guess, brand deals that still feel really
'cause you've done
organic
a
to the
few
page
as well.
Yeah. And I was anonymous at the time as well, so it was real easy to just kind of
I
like...
do remember your reveal.
Yeah, so
deal.
cringe. So cringe, but I was just like, fuck, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't even remember what the fucking question was. I started it what was the question?
You started in 2016. Yeah, what was the question? I was just asking if you did all the...
So I do. Oh, yeah. Okay, going back. So, but now, obviously, with work and stuff has ramped up a lot. I have a designer who's like a really good friend. So he kind of helps me. Some of the more technical memes, he helps
What
me
do you
create.
mean by more technical memes?
Like more like video ones where like I'm chopping and changing or like something's popping up.
Yeah.
He helps me with. And then I also have...
Is that volunteer?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I help him, he helps me. And then I also have an intern now. I call her my intern. Unpaid.
Under the radar.
Underpaid, under cash only. Nah, she just helps me do the Hinge Boy stuff because that was getting... I mean, I'd still do it here and there, but the amount of DMs I was getting every day from women just sending me these like
You have to
unhinged
sift through them.
profiles,
Yeah.
and I would have to sit there and kind of like sift through it. And some of them, I was almost borderline getting PTSD from it, where I was like, the men on the internet are fucked.
No, they are.
And yeah, the Catherine, who's my intern, like that completely came one of those moments where you're like, this just feels right. She just approached me at this random art show we were at, and she was like, you're Miss Double Bay, and I was like, yeah. She's like, I need to be managing the Hinge Boy account, like I am Hinge Boys. And I was like, well, do you actually want to do it? Because like I do need someone to help. And she's like, yeah, like she's got a full-time job and everything.
Because you're married, right?
Yes.
Yeah. When did you get married?
Last year, actually last weekend last year.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome to
marriage life.
Wow.
Woo!
How long have you been with your partner for?
10 years.
Holy fuck. So how did you even get into Hinge Boys?
Yeah, so that's also the other funny thing. I have never been on a dating app before. The only time I've ever been on a dating app was when I was in a foreign country, and I had now we're going rogue. I was in a foreign country. I was young at the time, and I wanted to get stoned. And I read on Reddit that if you make a fake Bumble account and put the like maple leaf emoji, then like you can find something.
Wow, she really needed that like kush.
Anyway, it didn't work. But that's my only experience.
Let a ganja princess smoke.
Yeah.
You didn't think to just walk the streets?
No, I was too scared. Anyway.
So putting it on the internet was a much better idea.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, I was sly about it. I was like, maple leaf, no one knows.
Yeah.
You can kind of get away with that.
What country were you in?
New Zealand.
Babe, you could have just posted it over from Sydney.
I'm not gonna. That's
just
illegal.
put it on Gumtree.
That's illegal.
You actually could have stood outside Woolies or whatever they call theirs.
Well, I was young. I was, I didn't know. I'm just listening to what Reddit told me to do. Anyway, it obviously didn't work, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's the only experience I've had with a dating app. So they're all submission based.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. How I started that was from, I used to do a lot of Instagram story series where I'd get a lot of the MDB community to send in stuff. Like I'd do one which was like
So it
cringe.
stemmed from Miss Double Bay. It was a segment on there, and then you started just moving traffic over.
Yeah, because
it has the same like following.
Yeah, because it blew up to the point where people just like weeks over weeks after I'd done the series just kept on sending me screenshots, and I was like, oh, okay, I probably like this kind of just should almost have its own page.
Yeah.
So then I just started that, and it was just purely I would just post like a swipe series of the unhinged stuff.
It's pretty easy to find stuff though. Like for example, for today, what I wanted to do was give you a phone number to call and ask them Hinge questions.
Oh yeah.
But I was pranking some people last year, and I was doing it in my own local area, and I thought, fuck, I can't like prank people that I'll see at Woolies. That's just so awkward. So I changed
I kind of love that though.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I changed my location to Newcastle, and I matched with like hundreds of people. This was like, I decided this on the weekend. And I asked so many people if they would want to get a phone, and not one person was like, yes. So I scrapped the idea, had the shits about it. And then yesterday, this is my, like, let me know if this, like, I took this too far. But I was meant to go to Fatboy Slim yesterday.
Oh, I had a friend who was going to go to that.
Yeah, I was meant to go. Had too much work to do. So I was like, shit, I've got like 2 hours to sell this ticket. So I put it on Tixel, I went on to Hinge, changed it back to Sydney, and I wrote, who wants to go to Fatboy Slim?
Oh, genius.
But I wasn't specific. I didn't say with me. I just said, who wants to go?
Yeah.
So when people were liking my profile, being like, I'll go to Fatboy Slim, I was just sending a link to Tixel. Anyway, I sold it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were they like, no, I want to go with you? Or were they
No,
like,
I didn't say anything. I said there's one ticket left on Tixel.
Genius.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's genius.
Yeah. I'm really proud of myself.
That's
had a little bit of a migraine
You
because
don't
I
need
was stressed.
Facebook Marketplace anymore. You
No,
can just,
and then I deleted my Hinge because I didn't need it.
No. It's actually funny going back to that story in New Zealand. My Will was like, he saw that I had the app on my thing when he came back because I was with my friend, and he was like, "Why do you have the Bumble app?" I was like, "It is not what you think it is. I was purely just trying to get stoned." And he's like, "Okay, well that's."
He believed you?
Well, I mean, that's why I was.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I was on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, he's chill.
He is chill. Well, I showed him. I'm like, look, I've got a maple fucking emoji on my profile. Do you think that's fine that I said I tried to get weed in New Zealand?
Yeah,
not that
that's
bad.
fine.
Yeah.
No,
okay, so-
it's legalized.
Yeah.
You should have just applied for a certificate.
Rogan.
I know.
Are you able to monetize from the Hinge Boys account, or that one's just more of like a fun hobby?
I've done some stuff with Bumble,
Mm-hmm.
which were like swipe series and polls.
Yeah.
But not really. I haven't really figured out a way to monetize it. Like, I would love to do some type of like dating, speed dating, some type of live event.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot of people on there, mainly females, who are just like so fed up with men online.
No, the people that like were coming through when I was just matching with everyone, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
There's like some that is like bad.
Yeah. And that's also the thing as well. It's like there's the amount of men on there compared to women, and the amount of actual eligible
Really?
men.
Is there an imbalance?
I would say so, because maybe it's not so much in terms of the ratio, but like actually quality.
Yeah.
Like quality men, I think, is a lot less than the
Yeah.
quality. I mean, all women are quality, but yeah, I just think there's a lot of guys on there for the wrong reasons. Where I would assume, especially for Hinge, like the whole thing around Hinge is it's the app designed to be deleted. Well, I would assume most women who are on it are looking to try and find a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, when I had my thing switched to Newcastle, I screenshot it because I was going to read it, but I can just explain it. It was pretty funny. So this guy messaged being like, "You don't look like you're from around here." Like, he was like, "Haven't seen you on that before." And then I was like,
That's a red flag.
Yeah, scary. I was like, "Oh, haha, I just like come to Newcastle sometimes." And he was like, "Oh yeah, sometimes people," I just asked because sometimes people change their location for like better girls. And I was like, okay, good to know. And I was like, "What do you mean, like the calibre is different from Newcastle to Sydney?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess just better girls." And I was like,
Like better girls in Newcastle or better girls in Sydney?
in Sydney?
Oh,
How rude is that?
that's so rude.
But also love that for us.
That guy's probably
Back
been
at MILF Corner.
Yeah, that guy's probably been on and swiped through every single woman in
Yeah.
Newcastle and is like, I've actually gone through every single person in Newcastle who's on this app. Now I have to expand.
Yeah.
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 I heard
but
he's
that
actually
makes sense.
originally from Western Australia. He
Well,
just
that
changed
makes
his location.
sense because remember when we filmed with Don Littrich and he prank called someone for me from Hinge because he not catfish. I guess you could say it's catfishing. He had his location as my location and then was actually from Wollongong or something. He was just trying to match with girls in Sydney.
But I don't get what then happens after that. What if you actually match with them?
No, he was really persistent on being like, "I'll meet you in Manly, like we can go to Hugo's." And I'm like, "Are you on Google
that's
Maps?"
so it's weird.
Yeah,
See, that's
so weird.
the scary thing.
Yeah, so that's why I had to prank him,
Yeah.
obviously. You're just going to give him back.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was a dummy. That was the one when we like prank called and pretended we were from Hinge and we were like, "Just have to ask a few questions about how your experience is going." And he was full going along with it. Dummy. Well, I have a question for you. So I saw you posted your wedding anniversary post from LinkedIn and there was a comment from Hinge Boys that said like red flag is when they don't have a LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Which to me is like very Eastern Suburbs core. Like I feel like if you ask someone from the Northern Beaches, like we've got a lot of trades. So a lot of men do not have LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know your top 3
That was
red
also my
flags.
intern. That was not me commenting on my own post, everyone. I just want to put that out there.
So yeah, what are your top 3 red flags? Because I want to see if it's double Baycore or it's like general red flag.
Red flags in men in general?
Yeah, just 3.
God, where do I begin? I would say a red flag is how he treats his mum. Like, I think you can definitely tell. Do we want trivial or do we want actually being legit?
No, go for gold. Whatever you want.
Well, I would definitely say how you treat your mum.
Okay, I feel like that's
it's
universal.
Like a big red flag.
Yeah.
Like if you're treating your mum like shit. Then
Yeah. I've been with someone that after his mum would cook dinner, he just sat there, like didn't take away the dishes or anything. And I was like,
no.
ooh.
Yeah. What's another one? Like has no ambition. Maybe that's kind of like skews from that LinkedIn one where like,
oh, he needs to be career daddy.
Like I think he needs to, and it doesn't necessarily have to equate to money, right? I think it just, you need to be passionate or driven or have some sort of aspiration. I don't think there's anything more unattractive than a guy who just like,
see, to me, I don't know if that's a red flag for me. It's an ick for me. Because, like, I used to have a little sneaky link that was a lifeguard, and his dream was to just, like, move up the coast a little bit. So he just had to work 3 days and surf the other 4.
Yeah, but if he loves to do, like, if he's passionate about that, I would be fine with that.
Oh, that's driven. Okay.
It's just, like, someone who just has no hobby, like, you know, hobbies outside
He's taking too many antidepressants and his brain's just mute.
Well, yeah, or like his idea of like fun is going and having beers with the boys.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's all he likes to do. I would say is a pretty big red flag.
That is a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only goal is the weekend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Number 3.
I mean, I could get really Eastern Sours if you want me to.
I feel like it's hard for you because you're
Doesn't drive
a
a
literal
European
married
car.
lady.
No.
You seem more intelligent than me. When I was listing red flags, I was going aesthetic wise.
Oh, like you could, I mean, I guess it's basic. They have to be taller.
Yeah.
I also, a red flag for me, I don't like men who shave their whole body.
Icky.
Like,
Why are you shaving your legs? That's a pink job.
and unless you're a cyclist, but then again, I would never date
Why
a
do
cyclist.
cyclists shave their legs though? You
The
can't tell me.
aerodynamics
No,
or
but you
some-
can't
something
tell
like
me a little
that.
wispy tiny
It's not the
hair.
aerodynamics.
Oh, what is it?
It's so when they get a massage, it's meant to be.
Someone shaved their legs before.
No, I actually don't. But we did used to cycle, and I used to get paid out for not. I still cycle sometimes.
Do you know what I
Oh
thought
no!
it was?
I
No, but
I
I've got hairy. I've got bloody hairy caterpillar legs.
Yeah,
I
I like a hairy. I mean, just someone who doesn't really care too much about their. Oh, you know what else is another red flag? Someone who like really, like a guy for me who like really cares about their Instagram feed is a real red flag for me. I'm like,
No, when they hide their reels into their reels only and fix the aesthetic on them.
yeah, I'm like, leave that to me.
The one
I
guy-
will be stressing over aesthetics and how many likes I get. I don't need, like, I just, no, it's not for me.
The one guy I ever dated from the East was like that. And I was
Aw.
like, you're done.
Yeah, no, my ideal man is like someone who has their account on private, maybe has like less than 700 followers, and they're following more people than who is following them, and
Yeah.
they only upload like once every 6 months.
No,
Is a goal for me.
Smash. Love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's my ideal man.
Yeah.
Love that. Can I please ask you for your most rogue moment that you feel comfortable sharing?
Yes, okay.
Surely you've received, like, because so much of your content is submissions based, some like pretty fucked up stuff slides into the inbox.
See, this is the thing, I've never received a dick pic.
Really?
Yeah, and
Must
then I
be
was
nice.
chatting to other people and they're like, I get dick pics all the time. I'm
I
like,
haven't gotten one in like 6 years, easy.
I'm
But
like-
like they were bad.
But do you reckon it's because it's their meme pages? Like, there's not so much.
well, I mean, I don't want a dick pic, but I'm just like,
Guys, Claudia's never seen a penis online.
so I haven't been like rogue ones like that, like a dick pic or anything. Oh,
But at Miss Double Bay on Instagram, if you wanted to.
Pierced ones only though.
yeah.
Yeah, hooded or
With
unhooded.
with a bit of jewelry on them. It's fine.
Let me think. So I don't know how rogue you might think it is, but it's Miss Double Bay related. So I was invited to host with Binge a Real Housewives of Sydney like pre.
Oh, I think I saw this.
Yeah, dinner. Where like half the castmates were there and like other influencers, and then also people from Binge. And it was all going well, did my thing. Everyone was having a good time. We were in like a private room, and I brought my mum as my plus one because I was like, she's a housewife.
Yeah.
And it was funny though. It was like a Japanese restaurant, and then mum kind of took the Japanese restaurant theme to the next level.
Oh,
and
she wore a kimono?
No, it wasn't a kimono, but it was definitely kimono inspired. And then she walked in and I was like, oh God, Mum, you can't be wearing that. And then, anyway, that's not the rogue thing. There was all this drama that was on the show at the time.
Which housewives were this?
I don't want to say who the housewives were.
No, not the actual people, but what franchise?
Oh, the Sydney one.
Okay.
Yeah. And there was all this drama going on, and I was very much always kind of under the impression that, you know, a lot of those Real Housewives shows is heavily scripted, like the drama.
So
is
you
scripted.
on the show then, if they were beefing there?
No. So it was after it had been. It was to promote the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And they were still fucking beefing.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, you know, everything's fine and well, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, as desserts getting rolled out, like one of the housewives starts like full spraying this other housewife, like standing up, like yapping over her, like pointing. And then she like turns to someone from Binge and starts like going at them as well. And we're all kind of just sitting there being like, are we in an episode right now? Like, what is going on? And then like they're full like catcalling each other, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is like the first event I've been asked to host, and like this is what's happening. And then my mum, out of all people, broke it up.
Oh my God.
And she like stood up. We were all a little bit tipsy at this point. She stood up and she was like, I would like to make a toast.
Oh my God. Slay.
And everyone's like, what, Susan? Like, what are you like? And then she's like, to love and friendship, and said all this other random stuff.
Oh my God, maybe your mum will get casted.
And everyone was like, yes, love and friendship. Broke it up. It was all good. Everyone was like a little bit like mortified, like especially the people from Binge were like,
because there's no cameras around, right?
No, it was just
So
pure.
why
They
carry on?
had obviously still had a bit of drama going on. And then after that, we went to level 6 and we had a time.
Love that.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Go ladies.
Not that rogue, but oh well.
Well, it is rogue. That is rogue. Because you get like BTS.
Yeah.
You just shared that it's not scripted. Love that.
Yeah, it's not scripted. I can tell you that for free.
Your podcast is called Certified Yappers.
Yes.
So I thought that for our game that we're about to play, we're going to call it Yap Attack.
Ooh.
And I'm going to give you a topic or like a one-liner.
Yep.
And you have 30 seconds to talk about that topic and rave about it. I'm going to get my
rave
timer
about it.
up.
I'm not usually when I talk about a topic, I'm not raving about it.
The first one is, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and then you go.
Okay.
Men who only send Snapchat selfies. 3,
Am I raving about this? Okay.
3, 2, 1.
I literally love when a man sends me a Snapchat, especially a man who's over the age of 25. The fact that they're still using Snapchat, I love that. Like, it really shows like just like a peak of maturity, right? Like someone that I would just like really want to settle down with and have kids with. Like, yes, send me that fucking Snapchat. Send it to me, Angel.
Oh my God. Okay.
On that note, shout out to Ben Swan, loyal listener, also my dad. He regularly, when he was running Snapchat, would have like snap streaks with a lot of my mates or my mates' girlfriends, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's so cool what your dad's doing today," and I'm like, "I haven't even seen it." It's like, "Oh no, he Snapchatted me."
Stop.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
But it was very, very wholesome.
That's like a boomer thing. Yeah, I think you can get. I mean, I don't know how old your dad is, but assume boomer.
Yeah.
Or maybe Gen X. Like it's kind of endearing when they
it
do
was
it.
full endearing.
Yeah.
And you be careful because he definitely will be listening to this.
Yeah. Add me on Snap.
Number 2, girls who only drink strawberry matches. 3, 2, 1.
Wow, I can't even begin to explain to you how much I love the girls, especially the ones that drink those fucking delicious strawberry matches. So much so that now my local cafe in Bondi has now been swarmed with all these amazing girls who only want to order that strawberry matcha from my local cafe. And you know what? The fact that I can't get my morning coffee in the morning because there's a line out the door, I'm fine with that. I love it and I appreciate it because at the end of the day, those strawberry matches are delicious.
I went over. Good job. All right, last one.
It's a very passive aggressive raving going on. Am I doing it right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, the last one is men who only order Aperol Spritz. 3, 2, 1.
I actually really don't mind a man that orders an Aperol Spritz because I would rather them be on the Aperols than them be on the beers because the beers equals bloating and that's just not a pretty sight to look at, you know? And so I appreciate it when a guy gets an Aperol Spritz, and I appreciate it even more when they get an Aperol Spritz for me as well. Especially with the straw in it. I love it. Sorry, I had to
nailed
really
that.
put me on the spot.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for
I
having me.
am going to leave Certified Yappers link in the show notes.
yes,
so if
please.
everyone wants to continue listening to Claudia, you can do so over there. But yes, thank you so much
Thank
for coming
you.
in.
I had so much fun.
Thanks for listening to A Bit Rogue, where we uncover the stories of athletes, artists, and celebrities with their most rogue moments. Episodes dropping every Wednesday.